I'm Emily Munn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here or if you're just joining for the first time, I work full-time in a corporate job as an IT project manager and I sell on Poshmark as my side hustle. And today I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite brands to resell, which is Lululemon, and more specifically I want to talk about tips for finding Lululemon unicorn items and why it matters. Lululemon has gotten pretty popular at this point, but if you aren't familiar with the brand, they sell mostly athletic wear and it's really expensive. So if you go out and buy like a pair of yoga pants, it can cost you around $100 for that pair of yoga pants if you buy them for Lululemon. And I have a pair of just regular pants. I have some unicorn examples for later, but a pair of regular Lululemon pants here so I can show you what the label looks like and the interior label. Be aware if you find this brand, a lot of the times the interior label is ripped out because it's actually really itchy. I know because I've had to rip them out myself, but I'll go ahead and show them to you so you know what to look for on just a regular Lululemon piece. This logo here is what you will typically see on a Lululemon piece somewhere on the item, and it varies on where it is, but be aware of this logo. And then this tag here is what you will typically see on the inside of the piece if it has not been ripped out or fallen off after a few washes. If this is still on there, it means it hasn't been worn much. So there you can see the whole thing, and it's a really long tag, so it's pretty distinct. When I say a Lululemon unicorn piece, what I mean by that is an item that is rare. So maybe it was sold in limited quantities, maybe it was a piece that was just extremely popular, or maybe it was just hard for someone to get their hands on and purchase. Whatever the reason, these are rare pieces, and that usually means if it's a unicorn item that it'll sell for significantly more than retail price or close to retail price. So the resale value on these pieces is really high. I'm gonna go through 5 tips on how to find these. It is important to educate yourself or you may miss these. You may think it's just a normal Lululemon piece. I will say at the thrift store, if I go somewhere and I see one of these pieces like a garage sale or Facebook Marketplace, I will pay way up for them if I know it's worth it. So let's go ahead and get into the tips. The first tip I have is to look for unusual Lululemon logos. And you have to be careful with this because sometimes the Lululemon logo can be unusual because it's fake. But sometimes it also can mean that it's a SeaWheeze piece. SeaWheeze is Lululemon's half marathon. It sells out, I believe, every year. It's really hard to get into. It's really exclusive. And during the SeaWheeze event every year, they have like a market where you can buy exclusive Lululemon pieces that were part of the SeaWheeze collection. I actually found one of these Lululemon pieces last week. I was super excited about it. And I will show you this logo. A lot of people said that this would be a logo that they would easily pass over because they would think it was fake. But if you educate yourself on these more unique logos from this SeaWheeze race, a lot of the times when you find it, it means it is a more rare piece. Now, of course, with that SeaWheeze race, some pieces are rarer than others, but in general, they will resell pretty well. This is the piece I found last week, and it's a SeaWheeze 2013. That was the year the SeaWheeze race was happening when this was manufactured. And it's a Surge 4th zip pullover. It's a men's pullover. And if I turn it over, I'm going to show you this logo. You can see it has almost like a cowboy hat logo on the back of it. And when I saw this, I figured it was something like a collaboration or from the SeaWheeze race, so I went ahead and picked it up. Like I said earlier, not all SeaWheeze pieces are created equal, but there is only one of these that I could find online at the moment, so I probably will price this pretty high, around $200 in my Poshmark closet, and we'll see how it does. I tend to be able to sit on these for a little bit and to get the price that I want, because I know somebody is looking for this, they didn't have a chance to go to SeaWheeze or whatever the reason. And so just make sure when you are looking at Lululemon items, if you see an unusual logo, could be a SeaWheeze piece and could potentially be a unicorn item. The second tip I have is to check for crazy prints. And this isn't gonna work every time because sometimes Lululemon comes out with a crazy print and nobody ends up buying it. But some of the crazy prints will sell for significantly more than they were originally purchased for, and they were just really popular. And I actually have one of these items. I have the Lululemon Beachscape Cool Racerback tank top, and I will show it to you. This is a Beachscape print. If you find this particular print in the pants or the jacket, even if you have to pay up significantly, I would recommend getting them. I think I've seen pairs of the pants go on Poshmark for around $300. I know that sounds crazy, but it's a very popular print. I was able to find this particular tank on Facebook Marketplace for I think like $15, and I kept it for myself because I really like this print. I think it's really unique, but a lot of the times when people are selling their Lululemon, they aren't aware of the unicorn pieces. So if you're at a garage sale or looking on Facebook Marketplace, those are great places to get Lululemon unicorn items when somebody's not really aware of how rare the item is, and go ahead and pick them up for a great price and then turn around and resell them for quite a bit. Similar to the crazy prints, I'm going to say tip number 3 is to check for pieces that have camo on them. This isn't going to happen every time, just like with the crazy prints, but sometimes the camo pieces can be more rare and more sought after depending on the piece. So I have a pair of shorts I actually got on ThredUp that are camo material, and I got them for $25 on ThredUp. That's another site you can go to that doesn't necessarily know about the Lululemon unicorn items, and found out that this particular pair of shorts was really, really rare. These are the Lululemon Hottie Hot shorts in Savasana camo, and I will bring the camo a little bit closer so you can see it, but this is a really rare pair of shorts. It looks like if I tried to resell these, I could maybe get $150 to $200, which is absolutely crazy for shorts. But just be aware of camo when you're out thrifting for Lululemon. Not every piece is gonna be rare, but I have seen quite a few that are, or they will just sell really quickly. Tip number 4 is to go to lulufanatics.com. I will link it down below, and look at their unicorn list of items. Study it, be aware of those products, and maybe bookmark it so you can go back and look at that website if you find something and you're kind of wondering if it is a rare Lululemon print or not. I've used that website quite a bit, and I actually caught a deal on a pair of unicorn pants that were on the Lulu Fanatics website. I found them on Poshmark for a great deal, kept them for myself, but I would have never known they were a Lululemon unicorn item unless I had studied the Lululemon Fanatics website. These are the Lululemon Wonder Under Crop 2, and the color, I'm gonna have to look this up. The color is We Are From Space Silver Spoon, Silver Spoon. And they look just like a gray color at the top here, but if I bring them down, you can see it has this white detailing here on the bottom. And for some reason, this is a very sought after print. It's got the scalloped edges. I think because it's so classic, and this was probably something that was just super popular when it came out, so it sold out really fast. But I was able to get these for myself on Poshmark for a great deal because the person who was selling it didn't know how rare they were, and so I snatched them up and I kept them for myself. So that Lulu Fanatics can be super helpful, a great resource for you, and completely free. It just takes a little bit of your time. The last tip was actually recommended by a lot of you all over on my Instagram page, which is at Emily H. Munn. I'll link it down below if you want to follow me there. But it is to go ahead and search for Lululemon sold listings on the Poshmark app and find the things that have sold for the most amount of money. So there's this pair of pants, and unfortunately I don't have an example to show you, called the Lululemon Wonder Under Crop in the Quiet Stripe print. And it's very, very simple. It's not a crazy print, it's not camo, but it's just these white pants with what they call it, like the magic butt pants because it's these white pants with these little stripes along the horizontal stripes on the pant legs. And that pair of pants will go from anywhere from $300 to $500. If you found them at like a garage sale, somebody may not know they're rare because they do look a little bit more simple, but people love them and it's a cult favorite. There's also a few SeaWheeze items from the races over the years that are extremely rare. I think I saw a pair of pants on the Poshmark app that went for like $700 from the SeaWheeze race. You'll see it if you search for sold on Poshmark. And then there's a bug print from the SeaWheeze race that is also an extremely, extremely rare print. It's hard to find. I hardly ever see it online, and even the tank tops will go used for $50. So just be aware of that, and you can search on eBay or Poshmark for sold listings, but that can help you. I got that recommendation from a lot of you, and it may just be something that you can do and use to educate yourself. I just looked up the most expensive Lululemon unicorn item that has sold on Poshmark. It sold for $850. It's a SeaWheeze piece, and it is the Speed Tight, and the color is Rainbow Mermaid. So I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on the camera, but you can see here if I bring it up. I apologize for the glare here with my lights, but you can see the pants there. So just imagine if you're at a garage sale and you find something like that and it's not too expensive and you can resell it for that kind of money. Obviously, that's the most expensive one that's sold is $850, but there are a lot of them out there and people aren't always pricing them high, so be aware of that. The bottom line of all of this and being aware of Lululemon unicorn pieces is because you can get more money for them than just a regular Lululemon piece. And if you educate yourself, maybe when that opportunity presents itself, you can make a little bit more money than you usually would on a Lululemon item. So I really like this brand. I follow a lot of these unicorn pieces. I often get asked questions over on my Instagram, and hopefully this helps you just educate yourself on the unicorn items. And if you find one, definitely let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to see. I know I've talked to a few people that after I talked about the quiet stripe pants on Lululemon, they were saying they had a pair. So it'd be so cool if you found out you had something like that that was super rare. If you like this video or if you love Lululemon like me, don't forget to give this YouTube video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if there's any other Lululemon videos you would like to see. I would be happy to make them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Bye!